Yo, we rocking and rolling. We are on the air. We are on the air early. I said I was going to go live early today. I ain't going to take too much of your time. It'll probably be no more than an hour and 20-minute live chat. But I wanted to make you aware of something, of a video that I watched. And I think you should, if you follow CU, take a look at this video. But we'll get into that in a second. Shedeur and Travis Hunter, the Tennessee Titans. We're going to talk about that. Well, possibly the Tennessee Titans, depending on where Tennessee land in the draft order next year. Now, one analyst is calling for Coach Prime to have a difficult Big 12 debut. I'm going to talk about that. And also a really good interview that was conducted. And I think you guys should take a look at it. The tight end, Shaman Mater, who went on to Arizona State, he was with Colorado for the spring sessions. And he transferred over to Arizona State. So he sat down with TB on the live. He pulled up. And he had a lot of interesting things to say. He gave a lot of insight here on the team. And I think I'm gonna pin the link to the comment section. Actually, I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna pin the link to the comment section so you could take a look at it. So you can actually go over there and listen to the interview. As you see right here, let me just make it a little bigger. Let me show you who he is. Hold on. You see right there, the one with the T? That's Shaman Mater. That's Shaman Mater right there. He pulled up, and like I said, he had a lot of things to say. And some things he said raised my eyebrows now. It raised my eyebrows. Like I said, I ain't going to give it all away. I'm not giving all the sauce away because TB put that work together. All right? So you got to go over there and watch it. And like I said, I'm going to share the link in a second. I'm going to share the link in a hot second. But getting into, let's talk about the draft order for next year. Now, the article says the Titans expected to land 2 Colorado stars or one or the other. It just depends on what they do this year and what draft order they have. I'm not sure. I think they might have traded and lost some trades. Maybe they might land in the top, in the top 5 next year. Because I believe these 2 players are going to go in the top 5. I don't know who's going to go first. It just depends on which team has the first pick and what needs they got to meet. If they need some good defenders or somebody like Travis Hunter, they're going to go with Travis Hunter. If they need a franchise quarterback, they're going to go with Shedeur. So that's already what it's going to be. All right. So it says the Tennessee Titans are officially a team to watch for 2 Colorado superstars. And despite Deion Sanders saying Shedeur Sanders may have to pull a Eli Manning, even though he didn't say that. He didn't say that. And say he won't be playing for certain teams. Some outlets already believe he's headed to the Music City. Now, let me just stop right there. He didn't say that he didn't want Shedeur playing for certain teams. He was just saying that some players that are acclimated to playing in warm weather, they should go to teams where it's warmer weather. That's what he was saying. He didn't say that I don't want my sons going to just certain teams. He didn't say that. Now, he did mention Atlanta. He did say that, but he didn't say I don't want my son going to the Jets, or I don't want my son going to the Giants, or I don't want my son going to Buffalo. He didn't say that. All right. So I just have to, you know how this is. In two-way too early 2025 NFL mock draft, the Titans land either Sanders or his co-star Travis Hunter, both within the top 5 picks of the 2025 NFL draft. That they have Will Levis there. They said they're going to give Will Levis another shot added in 2024. And if it don't work out, they're going for Shedeur. That's if they in the top 5. I honestly believe they're going to have to be the number 1 pick to secure Travis or to secure Travis or Shedeur. They got to have the number 1 pick. Now, if they have the 6th pick, they're not even going to have a chance to get these 2 players. I honestly believe these players, both of them will be gone by the 5th pick. Both of them. Just from the potential that Shedeur has, just the overall potential. He fits the bill for a franchise quarterback. He fits the bill. So he'll be gone by the 5th pick. He won't be there but when pick 6 happen, he's not going to be there, neither one of them. Travis, in my mind, he's the overall number 1 pick for 2025. He's going to be the overall number 1 pick for that draft. That's what I'm thinking right now. Hold on one second. Yeah, the overall number 1 pick for 2025. I mean, that's just what I'm saying. Then Shedeur is right after him, and he's going to be after because whoever team is that far up in the draft, they obviously need a quarterback. Probably more than likely they need a quarterback. So that's what we have right there. Let me see something. Let me go back to the article. Yeah, so like I said, they're going to give Will Levis another shot in 2024. Sanders was very good in 2003, completing 69% of his passes for 3,230 yards, 27 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. He picked up 4 rushing touchdowns as well. Now, this is just despite all the sacks he received. Despite all the sacks, he still managed to pass for over 3,000 yards with all the sacks. So if the sack total go down this year, he's going to probably more than likely throw for more than that if he has the opportunity to get that ball out of his hands, which he did have the opportunity for quite a bit last season. But it'll be even more effective if he stay upright. It'll be even more effective. So it says here they believe Tennessee finishes with the 2nd overall pick, adding cornerback, wide receiver Travis Hunter to their roster right after Sanders goes to the Carolina Panthers 1st overall. So they're trying to say that if that, and then they'll try to get Travis or whatever if Shedeur goes. So they're working on trying to get either Travis or Shedeur. So we'll see. It's all we're gonna have to wait and see what the picks are. We're gonna have to wait and see what the picks are. Like the draft, excuse me, not the picks, the draft order. I could tell you from the draft order who's probably gonna go first. Like just from the draft order, and do they have a quarterback that they're gonna rely on? But like I said, if a team is like 1, 2, or 3 in the draft, they obviously need a quarterback. So it's just up to who they want to pick first, who they want to go with. They want to go with Travis. They want to go with Shedeur. But I honestly believe Travis is overall number 1. He's overall number 1. He's going to go first. And Shedeur is right behind him. You know what I'm saying? They literally probably get drafted one by one. One get drafted, the other one get drafted number 2. But we'll see. We'll see when that time comes. But that's gonna be the first time in a while that an active Colorado player from that season get drafted. Now they did have former Colorado players the last couple drafts get drafted, but they had went to other teams. I believe Gonzalez was one of them. I forget his name, the cornerback. He got drafted in the 1st round. He got drafted pretty high, but he had transferred out of Colorado and went to Oregon. So, but this time you're going to have 2 Colorado players in the 1st round in the top 10. That's what you're going to have. barring any injuries, as long as there's no injuries or anything like that, no cause for no unforeseen circumstances, they'll go 1-2. They'll go 1-2 in the draft. Because, you know, first team, if they obviously in need of a quarterback, they in need of a franchise quarterback, Shedeur go number 1 overall. Then Travis is right behind him. For sure, Travis is right behind him after that. But if I'm a betting man, Travis is the number 1 overall pick this year. And I see that they're playing him differently in the defense and different things like that. This season is not going to be any different. He's going to get a lot of snaps. He's going to be in a lot of plays this year. This is his final season of college football. Look for him to take a lot of snaps. He's going to take more snaps this year because remember last year he had to sit out a few games because he was hurt. But this year he's going to take a hell of a lot of snaps. And so, yeah. Now, how the team will play him in the NFL, I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Like, this is like kind of like a different situation here. Never seen no player that don't get tired like this. But he got a motor that doesn't quit. So they more than likely, I honestly think they're going to use him more on defense in the NFL. I honestly think that he's going to be more utilized on defense. They'll play him at wide receiver every now and then. They will. The same what they did with Coach Prime when he played in the NFL. He played both sides of the ball too, but not as many snaps as Travis. When Coach Prime got in the game, it's either to be a decoy to throw the defense off, or they were going to throw it to him, one way or the other. So that was his role, and also he was, you know, obviously special teams. The only other person I could say that was just as good as him on special teams was Ted Ginn Jr. and what's his name from the oh my God, we played on the Bears. I can't remember his name right now. At University of Miami, he's slipping my mind, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Those are the only other two that I could think of that was that much of a threat to run it back. It was almost ridiculous the way when he got on if that ball hit his hands, there was a 50% chance he was going to run it back each time. So Devin Hester, that's what I wanted to say. Devin Hester, Coach Prime, Devin Hester, Ted Ginn Jr. And there's a few others that was on special teams that also Deshaun Jackson on punt return. Let me tell you something. Deshaun Jackson on punt return was very dangerous. Extremely dangerous. Like if you got it to him. If it got in his hands, see, those are the type of players where they don't need that many blocks because they can get rid of some of the blocks themselves. Like Coach Prime said, he got like what, 6 or 7 of them, and you got to block the rest. That's how they were. If they can make 6 or 7 miss, they don't need your blocks. They just need you to block a few of them, and they're taking it back to the house. So that's what made them guys great. I'm telling you, I remember Coach Prime. It was on Monday Night Football. I'll never forget it. New York Giants. They called a timeout. Coach Bill Parcells of the Giants said, "Please do not kick it to him. If you got to kick it out of bounds, I will accept that. Do not let this ball touch this man's hands, or we're going to have a problem." And guess what happened? He kicked the ball, and Dion ran it down. He ran it down, man. He didn't run it down that much, but he got to it. And next thing you know, he high stepped on out. He started high stepping after the 50-yard line. He was already high stepping already. He was already celebrating. That's how fast he was. Yeah, he just recently got in, Devin Hester, right? Coach Prime was he was already celebrating it. I've never seen nothing like that. This was the fourth quarter when everybody's tired. He wasn't tired. He was already high stepping already. And you could see Bill Parcells' face, like he was shaking his head, like, why'd you kick it to him? And then when the kicker came to the sidelines, Bo Parcells said, "Why'd you kick it to him? I told you not to. I told you not to." But he messed up, and the ball went to him. That's what happened. And this man was celebrating at the 50-yard line. While people were trying to catch him, he's already celebrating. That I never forget that play. So yeah, Devin Hester is the other one. That if you get in his hands, it's a 50% chance he gonna run that thing back. So yeah, and he's on his way to the Hall of Fame, right? Ted Ginn was like that too. All of them were super fast. They all had that in common, but they also had a knack for making people miss. Like with all that speed, you would have to. I don't know how you would get them. It's hard to it was hard to catch them. But yeah, so we're gonna see how they use Travis. Travis will probably be utilized more so on defense in the NFL, and they'll put him in wide receiver when they need to maybe as a decoy and stuff like that. And I think they could use him like that this year. And Travis is on offense. The defense is going to be eyeing him. So that means another wide receiver should be open. They should be open. Look for them to be open. Look for Wester to like have that breakaway speed and catch a lot of those deep balls. Him and Jimmy Horn. That's what you should be looking for. Eric Metcalf was like that too. Right. Eric Metcalf. He was like that too. Rocket Ishmael was like that too. I never forget this play with the Rocket Ishmael, Notre Dame. They needed a touchdown to win the damn game, man. They needed a touchdown. Then what happened? They kicked it to the Rocket Ishmael. That was a track meet. After the 30-yard line, he made everybody, it was a track meet at that point. And he was off to the races. I never forget that. And then the team like swarmed them after that because they won the bowl game. But yeah, it's a lot of good players in the past that were like that. Straight up assassins. So yeah, so what else we got? Let's see. Now they're saying here, Sanders, Colorado expected to face a difficult transition to the Big 12 in 2024. After two historic programs of the Big 12 opted to transition to the SEC, the Big 12 was on dire need of other teams to fill the void and were at risk of implosion. But they were able to find not just two teams, but four teams to take their spots: the Arizona Wildcats, Arizona State, Colorado, and Utah. So the question is now, which of those teams is in the best spot for the future? Now they're saying that obviously they're expecting Utah to win the Big 12. That's what they're expecting. But they're expecting Colorado to face some hard times here. So we'll see. Like I said, we're not going to know until the season start. Remember, everybody starts at 0-0. Everybody record is at 0 when the season starts. It's up to them what they do after that. Everybody has the same record when the season starts, so we don't know that. There's a lot of predictions and stuff like that, but you can't predict Cinderella teams. You never could predict those. It's just that these teams believe in themselves so much that they can rock with anybody. So we just don't know what the season is going to hold. Now, I could guess some records, but I don't think I'm going to keep guessing what the record is going to be because I don't know. But I do know that they're going to be in contention for all of these games they're playing. Because remember last year, how do I know that? There's an indicator here. There's a couple indicators. The major indicator is look at their record last year. Their record really doesn't reflect what really happened. Okay. They should have won that Stanford game. They should have. I just don't know why they didn't. I don't know why. They should have won that game. There was a lot of other games that were super close. They should have won those games too, but they needed just something else. The something else was they need to keep Shedeur upright. He was upright enough to get that ball out, but what happened was they ran into a situation where they had to throw the ball because time was like ticking. Just like the Colorado State game. Colorado State almost beat us. In fact, they should have. They should have beaten Colorado. But thanks to Shedeur's arm, Xavier Weaver, Jimmy Horn, and Michael Harrison. That's what won them the game. It was Shedeur's arm, Xavier for that first catch, Jimmy Horn, Michael Harrison. Michael Harrison came up big. Remember when Jimmy Horn scored that touchdown? But they were still down 2. But they had to do the 2-point conversion to tie the game up, and they threw it to Michael Harrison for the 2-point conversion. So I would just say Jimmy Horn and Michael Harrison, they came up big. They came up extremely big that game. And Michael Harrison is not there anymore. He went on to San Diego State. He followed the former offensive coordinator to San Diego State. But he came up big. Okay. He came up. I think if he needs to go back to wide receiver. He needs to go back to wide receiver because remember I said some players, it takes them a few years to actually start peaking. He's one of them. This year, he should have a really big year. This year coming up right here for Michael Harrison, he should have a really, 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 really big year. He's coming into his own now. And move him back to wide receiver. And you're going to see his name in the highlight somewhere. But yeah, he came up big. Because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have got that 2-point conversion. So, and then also Jimmy Horn with that juke move. He juked, what's his name, that hurt Travis Hunter, that took Travis Hunter out of the game. That was the one that he juked and dived in for the touchdown. That was big. I don't care what they say about Jimmy Horn. We need him. He's a big game receiver. We need him because he came up big time. Okay. If it wasn't for him, they would have been 3-9. If it wasn't for him, they'd be 3-9. If it wasn't for him and Michael Harrison, they would be 3-9. Okay. But they did manage to win 4 games. So I never forget that. People rag on Jimmy Horn. I'm going to have to remind you, we would be 3-9 now if it wasn't for him and Michael Harrison. Okay. And Xavier Weaver. Okay. I'm just telling you, man, because sometimes I go back and watch the highlights. When I'm fiending for some football, I go back and watch those highlights. Yeah, so I'm just reminding people we'll be 3-9, be 3-9. It'll be a 3-9 team. So another receiver that so we'll see. I'm just going to end with that. We'll see if the Big 12, if they have a Big 12 situation that honestly, let me just say this. Some of those games are going to be very close. We're going to have some barn burners. That when Dylan comes to town, that's going to be a barn burner. They can't take that team lightly. Kansas State, no. They can't even take the first game lightly. That first game, see, on paper, it should be a blowout, and I'm expecting a blowout. But I'm not going to be surprised if the game is close. I'm not going to be surprised. So, yeah, so that's what I'm going to say right there for that season. So, everybody start out 0-0, and we'll see what they do. Now, Shaman Mater. Shaman Mater, you see the interview right here. And I'm going to leave the link in a second if you haven't got a chance to watch the interview. If you haven't gotten a chance, you need to go ahead and watch the interview because there's some stuff he said that my eyebrows raised, man. So you go ahead and watch that interview. That was a really good one that Shaman did. He kind of popped up. He heard they were talking about him. And he pulled up. I respect the fact that he pulled up. A lot of players don't just be pulling up. So I like the fact that he pulled up and he would just had a candid conversation. Now, as far as the playbook is concerned, the plays they run, and my eyebrows went up because he said that 3 months is not a long time to change a whole playbook. So they still run the same plays from last year, man. That's what he said. I said, "Oh Lord." When he said that, I had to rewind it. I said, "Wait a minute, what?" That's what he said. Now, he's a smart guy. Now, he could have stayed at Colorado, but he want to play. So he got to go somewhere to where they're going to use him like he want to be used. So that's all it was. He don't have no hard feelings or anything like that for the team. It's just that in the grand scheme of things, or the things that they were working on, he wanted to be used in a certain way. And that's all it was. So where he's going now, they utilize their tight ends quite regularly. So, and University of Florida back in the day used to use their tight ends quite regularly too, under Urban Meyer. So you just need to go to a team that's gonna utilize you. Unfortunately, they talked a little bit about Kvarcier Smoke. He didn't know anything about that. He wasn't there, but that's a situation what happened with him. He should have talked to his coach like, "Look, are y'all gonna run me this year?" And if they weren't sure, then he should have transferred. He should have got back in the portal. So he'd go to a team that was going to utilize him. You see what I'm saying? As if you ain't being utilized, what the scouts going to look at. So that's why you see a lot of players leaving. It's not that they didn't want to be on the team. It's that they are serious about their playing time. You know what I'm saying? So it is a business too. They serious. You're not going to be, okay, let me go somewhere else and see if I can be utilized somewhere else. Because trust me, you will be. There's always a need for something. And you just got to go to the right team. That's all. But a lot of people, like last year was he put a bunch of players together and see, okay, let's see what works. They remember he had to fill roster spots last year. He had to fill a ton of roster spots. And that's what happened. He had to fill a ton of roster spots last year. And we just putting people together and see what it gonna be. Okay, but the people that came, they wanted to play, but everybody wasn't gonna play. And that's how you saw in year 2 a lot of these people hitting the transfer portal. It's just they followed the dream. You know what I'm saying? The whole pomp and circumstance, they followed it. The grass is not always greener. I've learned that in life. The grass is not always green on the other side. You know what I'm saying? It's not. And if you with a team, stick with that team, man. Most of the players in the top in the draft, they didn't transfer around that much. They didn't. Only a few of them did. The quarterback from LSU, yes, he did transfer, but most of them stayed with their team though. So most of them stayed, man. But you got to stay where they're utilizing you. But yeah, man. That's what happened there. I mean, I knew it. I mean, it's just not. It's not a ball, not enough ball to go around for everybody. Somebody's going to be upset. So that's just what it is. Especially when you're trying to, okay, this is not working. Let's bring in another player. Let's bring in another player. They're trying to put everything in its proper place to win these ball games. So the jury is still out on that, on whether this type of strategy works. I would say by year 4, we're going to see. Because year 2, I mean, to be honest, they're still rebuilding. I would say by year 4, year 5, we're going to see if this plan works. So, especially, I mean, it could work this year. So we're going to see. We're going to see. Because historically, he gets his team really rolling by the second year. That's what he did at Jackson State. But we're going to see here. We're going to see. But another thing that he said was there are no leaders on the team. I couldn't believe he said that. I couldn't believe he said that, man. He said there's no leaders on the team. You remember when T.O. came, he said, I don't know who the leader is. Remember he said that? He said the same thing. He said there's no leaders. You said, how you rebuilding with the so-called top 2 picks? Yeah, I'm gonna ignore the comments. This is live, and I'm just gonna ignore the comments. Y'all be throwing me off. I think y'all come to do that. Y'all throwing me off, man. You throwing me off. So yeah, but shout out to y'all anyway. What are them things they put on horses so they can't see? They gotta see straight. I gotta see straight, man. I gotta see straight from now on. I gotta be focused. I gotta be focused on the topic at hand here. You feel me? I gotta be focused here. Yeah, you gotta rebuild. But he said that there's no clear-cut leaders on that team. I said on the whole team, they ain't no leaders. Now, I would say by default, Shedeur is the leader by default because he's a quarterback. So he is the leader. Now, is he a vocal leader? I don't think so. I don't think he's really like a boisterous type of person. He's quiet. You see what I'm saying? He's leading by example type of leader. You see what I'm saying? So that's my take on it right there. He is by default the leader. He's a quarterback. Quarterback is the leader, damn it. Quarterback. Yeah, the quarterback is the leader. It has to be the leader. And that's just what it is right there. The quarterback. But he said it, there's no leaders. There's no leaders that he see. And the fact that they running the plays from last year is a problem. But I do understand that it takes a while to implement a system because you got players coming in, you got to learn a system, different things like that. They should be getting it together by August, though. It takes a while. They're going to come up with something. They'll come up with something. But, yeah. That was a really good interview. No holds barred, There's certain things he didn't speak on because if he wasn't there last year, he couldn't speak on it. I believe he said the running back coach is a really good coach. He's a really good coach, the running back coach. And they had no issues with him. Issue with the tight end room. I mean, he really was kind of like showing the people really how about everything. He had the most experience damn near. The coach don't have no experience with tight ends. They need to bring in somebody that is an experienced tight end coach. I mean, they had one, but they let him go. I mean, he decided to go elsewhere, a team in Charlotte somewhere. So he was an experienced tight ends coach, but he's not there no more. So there you have it. And I thought he did a very good job with Michael Harrison. So just that, but he's not there no more. So you got to move on. But Yeah, that's pretty much it for the interview right there. I thought it was really, really good. As a matter of fact, let me put the link for you. Shaman. How do you spell his name? Shaman Mater interview with GB. Okay. So there's the link right there. All right. There's the link right there. Take a look at it when you get a chance. That was a really good interview right there. So these analysts, like I said, they coming out with these articles. And I remember they already came up with the article with Coach Prime and Shedeur, right? Getting that, responding back at the trolls. They don't got they're going to have a plethora of articles for them in the upcoming weeks. Trust me, it's coming. So yeah, but yeah, really good interview right there, Shaman Mater. Like I said, I like the fact that he pulled up. Because he was in the comment section at first, and then he just pulled up, and then they had a little conversation that was pretty dope. Let me pin it to the. Let me pin it to the comment section. Okay, I pinned the message. I pinned the message right there. So you say you believe they have a 6'6" or 6'7" returning wide receiver. Yeah, people are sleeping on that first game, but that team is really good though. The team is kind of really good. But I'm still expecting them to beat them though. I'm expecting that. But that don't be surprised if it's a barn burner. Don't be surprised. Yeah, that's true. I was thinking about that. True. That I'm thinking about that as well. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know what's up with you might be a troll, but I like what you said though. But your little avatar and all that. You probably you're a professional troll, aren't you? But yeah, I do feel what you're saying. Like they're not gonna early on, they're not gonna give their whole playbook away. So they're gonna run the stuff from last year just in case if people hit that portal. So I'm thinking in the summer sessions when you're gonna get the new plays. That's what I'm thinking. Because think about it. If players leave, they know what you're doing. And when the coaches, that information can call that information is worth some money to some people. Like, look, I got the whole scheme over here. How much y'all willing to pay for it? How much y'all willing to pay for it? Because I got it all over here. I got it all. So yeah, I don't think they're gonna give out all the plays. They're not gonna do that. Now by like training camp and stuff, they'll be getting all them plays and stuff. That was summer session. So that makes sense. Well, South Dakota State, North Dakota, that's two different programs here. But they can't take the team lightly. They can't take the team lightly at all. This team has like been in all types of championship games. But even Coach Prime said this is the team that we're preparing for. He said he worried about that team because that's the first one, and then worry about the other ones when we get there. Has Shedeur been running a pro style offense last year, or probably not with JSU? I'm thinking they're gonna be running one this year. That's what I think. That's what it is. They're gonna be running one this year. Yeah, that's what I think. We're gonna see. But yeah, early on, because I was just thinking about that, they're not gonna give away the plays like that early to players that might hit the portal. Because like I said, that information, you can sell that information to the highest bidder. You said Colorado has drama in their program. Too many individuals trying to get their shine and not play as a unit, as a team. The D line will be good. Sap will have them right. Yeah, Sap are going to have them right. The D line for sure. The D line is coming to play. So you think that it could be an issue because everybody is competing? Everybody is like, what do y'all think about that? Okay, so everybody is competing. So you think it's going to be, you said just confidence for week one. Colorado will blow them out by 21 points. They should. They should be able to blow them out. And that'll be a nice little statement going into the season. Because that's that's the first game of the season. And it's at night. Oh my God. Everybody gonna be watching that. That is gonna be first game of the season to kick off the 2024 season. They are on prime time. Yes, sir. This is where stars are made. You hear what I'm saying to you? This is where stars are made. Oh, I couldn't wait for that. Oh, I couldn't wait. I'd be out there showing out. You hear what I'm saying to you? You hear what I'm saying? See, my thing is the trenches. I'm like that man in front of me. I'm like, congrats, like, nice to meet you. But me and you are dancing the whole game. Me and you are square dancing the whole game. Me and you. It's just me and you. Yep. I like talking. I used to do that when I played. I used to get myself mad for no reason. It has to be smoke. It has to be. Because you're trying to block a player and move him against his will. That's a very hard thing to do. You got to be psyched out. You got to be. And I had extra motivation for one game. The player that was in front of me, he was like on his team. His team was like down the street from my team. And they were like a good team, right? And he was like the Mr. Popular, right? He's defensive end, Mr. Popular, right? And had Miss Popular as his girlfriend. And his girlfriend was at the game. And I remember we was warming up and I walked right past her and she kind of like that to me. And I looked, I said, okay. And I whispered to him, I said, your man is mine. I'm going to whoop his ass the entire game. I'm going to whoop his ass the entire game. And you're going to watch it. You're going to watch me legally assault him the entire game. That's what you're going to see. And I got psyched out. And he's sitting up there, Mr. Superstar. I sat up there. And I remember one play, he was like, why are you doing that? You hit me on my, I said, I just smiled at him. I didn't say nothing. And he could tell by the way I was looking at him that I wanted to hurt him. It was like personal. Like he was mine. that whole game. And I had my hand wrapped up like battering rams. And it went right upside his face mask every single play. Every play. He didn't get to my quarterback. Not none. He didn't get to my quarterback. And the crazy thing about it is I didn't get no flag that whole game. The refs didn't see it. And then it was one play where he pushed me, and it got me even more, and it got me even more upset that he thought enough to push me. And I went at him. I went at him the entire game. I went at him. Yep. And then I remember his partner said, just play clean, just play clean. And it got me even more upset. Okay. Even more upset. And put it this way, at the end of the game, there was blood on my uniform. Put it at the end of it was blood on my uniform. It wasn't mine. That's right. I got him the whole game. The whole game. I told him too, I said, your ass is mine. And I just smiled and I said, you are mine. Me and you. That's it. I didn't care what the plays was. I mean, I had to, whatever the blocking scheme was. But other than that, I'm zeroed in on him. That's it. Mr. Superstar. He ain't get not one sack, not none. Nope. And then I tripped him. He went by me and I tripped him. And that's illegal. I tripped him. The refs didn't see it. And he got up, man, calling, animated, asking for a flag. Yeah, I tripped his ass. That's right. And he came from like a well-to-do neighborhood, and he acting like a bully. I got personally offended by that. He come from a well-to-do bougie neighborhood, right? And he gonna sit up here and try to bully us. I said, I swear I'm gonna draw blood in this game. I sure did. I went to doing it. I got him too. Bust him right up, and his lip was busted. That's what I did. So you got to have some attitude in them trenches, man. And we had another guy on our offensive line. I don't think he was rap tight, but he was like the biggest one. He was the only 300-pounder we had. Nobody got past him. It was all this kind of screaming and all this kind of stuff in the pile. When you pile up, I don't know what he was doing, but I know it heard somebody screaming. Yeah, man. It used to be dirty back then. And I remember I went to the sidelines. My tape was getting loose. I said, tape it up some more. And I remember she was my history teacher. She helped us out with the training, but she was also my history teacher. She was like, damn, you got battering rams. You damn right. And it's going upside his head. That's what's going to happen. Because remember, it ain't illegal if you don't get caught. That's right. He wasn't getting no sacks on me. He was a superstar too. Like the Mr. All-American guy. Bullshit. I took it personal that his beautiful girl was out there. You know what I'm saying? And I would not about to let him get no sack. Yeah, I would have took a what do you call it? I would have took a penalty before he got a sack. He wasn't getting no sack on me. Nope. Because man, he tried to do some move. But imagine you trying to get by me and my fist is up in your chin area. You're gonna stop in your tracks. So he kept stopping in his tracks. Like they was like, what are you doing to him? Nothing. I ain't doing nothing to him. You're supposed to block in the center of his numbers, right? Nah. My hand would go up near his neck. That's what I was aiming at, his neck. So he'll stop in his tracks. You see what I'm saying? And he's sitting there complaining. I said, well, do it back to me then. But he already know it looked like I wasn't rap tight. So that's just what it was. You played center when you was a freshman. Oh, man. Yo, you just got to get dirty. You had to get dirty, Mike. That's all it was. But, yeah. But, I took offense to it that, he's sitting up there trying to bully us. I took offense to it. So it wasn't a football game for me at this point. Now it's a fight. You know what I'm saying? Every play is a fight. That's how I took it. Every play is a fight. I was grabbing them. You know how you're not supposed to grab. I'm grabbing them, everything else. Holding, grabbing. The refs didn't catch it. Refs didn't catch it. I think the refs didn't care. I'm sitting up assaulting him at this point. He got me a few times too. He hit me upside the head. He hit me upside the head. You know, like that. And so I said, well, I'm gonna hit you back upside the head. That's just what it is. You're gonna get hit upside the head. And he blew right past me. I tripped his ass. Damn right. He fell right down. Quarterback didn't get touched. But that's how it gotta be, man. For that offensive line, it has to be smoked every single play. Every single play has to be smoked. That's it. That's it. So then they'll be all right. So that's just what it is. And then at the end of the game, here's the thing I ain't telling you though. They still beat us. Yeah, they still beat us. They still beat us though. And then he was like, "Yeah, we look at the score. Look at the score." I said, "Look at your lip. Your lip is all busted and swollen. Look at your lip though, all busted and swollen." And that's it. I was that, and for me, that was a victory for me. When you look at his face, that was a victory. It looked like he'd been in a boxing match. So I took personal pride in that right there. And I remember we played this other team, this other team from a well-to-do area, Mr. All-Americans. We lost to them too, but I got to assaulting in that game too. It was an assault, and I don't know how the refs didn't catch it. And you know where I got that from? When you wrap your hands up like battering rams from Art Shell. I remember watching the NFL films one time, and Art Shell had his hands wrapped up like battering rams. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm gonna do the same thing because you just hit his neck or something, right in his neck area. He ain't gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I did. Thanks, Mike. It was very effective. Because I remember my coach was like, who asked you gonna kick today? I said, whoever's in front of me. That's right. Whoever's in front of me, they get ready to get it. But just make sure we don't get no goddamn penalties. Well, we're going to get at least one or two, Coach. I'm telling you right now. Because he ain't getting to my quarterback. But yeah, that was back in the day, though. Now they call it. Like you hit somebody in their neck and mouth, they going to call it. Or holding and tripping, they going to call it. So that's just what it is now. You can't hit somebody upside the head, But that's how it is now. But they got to come out. I'm telling you, in that North Dakota State game, listen to me. That North Dakota State game has to be smoked. Okay. Well, just go look at their cheerleaders. Go look at something and find something. Like, okay, I'm gonna embarrass you in front of your homegirls. That's what I'm gonna do. You got to do something. You said the Lakers fired their coach. Yeah, the Lakers messed up this year. I'm gonna tell you who close to a championship. That Anthony Edwards, man. He close to it. If he don't get it this year, he is very close now to being the best player in the world. He's already there. There's a changing of the guard going on. He is it. I'm just telling you, he's up next. There's a change of the guard going on. Anthony Edwards, he's unguardable. I don't know how you guard that. And also on top of it, he want to embarrass you. He got that attitude. Yeah, I like Anthony Edwards, man. He don't talk much, but he just, after he do something crazy to you, he just stare at you like Jordan used to. That's Jordan's son, man. That's Jordan. I don't know. Jordan got kids. That's his son, man. Yeah, Shiloh got to watch out for the targeting. The Big 12. I know they're gonna be watching him. He got to hit low. He got to go low because if he go high, they're gonna call it. That's a boy. That's an old school player though. That's an old school player. I like, man. He could have played on Heat, man. With that type of play, he could have played with the steel curtain. But if he was a little bigger, he could have played with the steel curtain the way he hit. That's all. He's what you call a throwback player. Like he just want to embarrass somebody. That's what he want to do. That's pretty much what he want to do. He's what you call a dangerous safety. I know they say a strong safety. He a dangerous safety. You said no sacks allowed in the first game would be a good statement. They got to come out with that attitude. There's no way if I'm 6'10", I'm allowing sacks. I will be the most dangerous man on the planet in that game. I will wrap my hands up. His hands weren't wrapped good enough. My hands would be like wrapped like battering rams, like how Joe Alt hands was wrapped. You go look at his hands. He had the right idea. He was ready for war. He was ready for a fight. Go look at his hands. He the first offensive lineman that got drafted. That man was ready for a fight, man. Them offensive linemen, like I said, I remember we played against this team. He had my whole damn team afraid of him. Afraid of him, man. He's offensive lineman. He looked like he wasn't rap tight. Like he had his face mask. Just the way he looked kind of like Ray Nitschke a little bit, like with his face net mask and snot coming down his nose, and the way his hands was wrapped up, he had people scared of him, man. And I was trying to tell him, don't be scared of him, fight him back. Like, what do you want? Like, fight him, you gotta fight him. It's a fight. Hit him. I told him, hit him in his neck regions, and he ain't gonna get nowhere. He gonna fall or something. Something gonna happen to him or trip him. Do something. But that man was big. He was like every bit of 320 pounds. Every bit of it. He was nothing but a bully. Yeah, I never forget him, man. He walked past me and he just kind of grunted and looked at me. I said, yeah, I see why y'all was scared. Yep. I see why y'all was scared right there. That was a grown ass man playing high school football. He probably stayed back. He looked like he was stupid, but he could play. See, back then we played you if you was stupid. If you was stupid, as long as you could play, you played. Now they don't do that. Yep. I don't play with people that could barely read, but they can read that playbook though, and they go right in that game. But nowadays they don't do it. But they gonna have to come out like they did against TCU, and don't let their foot off the gas. That's it. Like I said, that Stanford game was like an anomaly. Like that was an anomalous event that shouldn't have happened. That was an anomaly. That was a catastrophic anomaly. That was a catastrophic anomaly, man. I remember I must have jinxed them because I remember at halftime I saw the game over with. We might as well go ahead and talk over the game now. I said the game. They said Max, the game ain't over. I said the game over. What did I get something? Hold on 1 second. See, he ran off. He ran off before I said something. The guy dropped my package at my door. It sounded like it's broken. I saw how he threw it. He probably thought I wasn't home. Hope it ain't broken. Yeah, he just kind of winged because it hit my door. He kind of winged it. And he just kind of dipped off before I even got to the door. You said their leading sack guy. Their D-line is good from what I'm reading. Now, the team ain't to be played with. Yeah, no sacks would be a statement. No sacks allowed. They got to pride themselves in, guess what? We are nothing but number two's bodyguards. We are his bodyguards, and we ain't allowing no sacks, period. I don't care if we got to play you dirty. You're not getting no sacks. We will take a couple penalties, but y'all not sacking them. That's just what it is. Right. If they do that, yeah, that's going to be a statement right there. No sacks. So no sacks, no nothing. No quarterback hurries, no nothing. Nothing, just nothing. And that'll be really good. That'll be good for Seaton too, because he's starting as a freshman. I can't wait to see him play. That kid out there as a freshman. So they got to be like that old Ohio State offensive line when Orlando Pace was there. They were deadly. That was a deadly team. There was nothing but grown men on that offensive line. Every last one of them got drafted. Well, they're going to win game one, D. Johnson. They got to win it. Oh, the guy with the most experience at center? Yeah, he's a little small. But I think Zelink is going to be fine. You know, I heard he come from a family of centers. His granddad, his dad, his brother, all centers. So he should be fine. He looked like he'd get down and dirty. So, yeah, he going to be all right. Yeah, he come from a line of centers, a tradition of centers. Grandfather, father, played in the Power Five, brother, and now him. So, yeah, he ready. That's why he's out there, because he been getting all that coaching. Yeah, he ready to go. Seaton will be ready to go too. He'll be ready to go. He's mad focused. I heard he's working out on his break. He running and everything. He has his eye on the prize. His eye is on the prize. And he's a freshman. This is going to be beautiful to see. I like to see when freshman offensive linemen take center stage, like Caden Proctor did at Alabama. I love to see freshmen out there doing it because it's rare. It's like, they're going to the NFL. It's rare for that to happen. J.C. Latham the same way. See, he got drafted. It's very rare to see that. Coming straight out of high school, you out there playing, yeah, it's rare. But that's what we got in Seaton. He's going to be ready, because I think I can tell he's a nice guy, but he turns the switch on during the games. He's not a nice guy on the field. He's not. He's dangerous. And that's what I like about him. You see how he was wrapping his hands up? I had showed it one time. He was getting the trainer to wrap his hands some more because he wanted to punch somebody. That's what they're for, to strike. And when you strike them, it slows them down. If you can strike them in the right place. and the refs don't always catch it. Like if you strike them real quick in the face, the refs ain't gonna catch that. Now I'm not condoning it, you know what I'm saying, but those strikes are very lethal. Like you're not always gonna catch it if you strike somebody right in their their helmet. The ref's not always gonna catch it. So that slows them a little bit, and then you like grapple them. You know, so yeah. Yep. Or that force going to somebody's chest. I remember they was talking about the Pouncey twins. Like those guys were deadly when they played. They were just talking about how their technique was and how he said, if I can strike you like full blast, you're not getting past me. He said he can stop a defender in their tracks. It's very effective. Yeah, you said it's really hard to break a new offensive lineman in Power 5 football like that. Yeah, it's rare. But when you see it, I love to see it. So what we're watching right now, we're watching a rare occurrence when we got Seaton out there. That's very rare. Yeah, I could tell he was ready when I saw him. Yeah, he's going to be more interactive. Absolutely. He's doing it now. He's more, you see during the practice, actually he feels better. So that's probably what it is. But yeah, he's going to have a lot of say-so in them plays too. At Jackson State, he did that. He had the playbook right in front of him, you know, the play cards. Oh yeah, he's going to do it this year, definitely. He's not playing around. When he meant that he trying to get to a bowl game, he's not playing. He really trying to get to a bowl game. He's not playing this year. So yeah. But it comes down to that offensive line. I'm telling y'all, it comes down to the offensive line. Now, a player that I know people are saying he's not really doing well, Tyler Johnson, he has to play. I honestly believe he's an offensive lineman that he shows up during the games because I saw his game tape. He's actually really good. So look for him to be out there. Look for him to be out there. They're not gonna let us know who their starters are. They're just not gonna do it because other teams will start preparing for it. So they're gonna switch it up and let us think that he's not a starter. No, he's a starter. I think he is. You said yes, he's walking and running. Now he is feeling better. You talking about Seaton? Yeah, Coach Crown, yes, he is feeling better. So you're starting to see him all over the place. So yeah, he's gonna be like that during the games. He's gonna have that play card in front of him. And if he don't like a play, he can like switch it up. Let me get something else. And that's what he got to do. He did it at Jackson State his last year. That's what he was doing. Especially on defense, if he didn't like something that he see, he'll switch it up. So look for that to happen again. The running back from Ohio State. He's a big running back. Look for him to get a lot of touches. But yeah, it comes down to that offensive line, folks. I'm not even talking about the defensive line. It's this season's coming down to the offensive line. They the ones that got to pull us through. Because they pull us through, that means Shedeur is on his feet. He should not have to. He shouldn't even get touched. And I've seen good offensive linemen in the past, like a total offensive line. Like Notre Dame was like that this year. Their quarterback rarely got touched. Rarely. Yeah, he needs to Lowell Holt to get Seaton right, but he's our starter. Yep. All he got to do, Seaton would use that size and just get nasty. That's all you got to do. That's it. Wrap them hands up. Hit the locker if you got to before the game starts. This box, shadow box with the locker. Just start shadow boxing, just striking the locker. Then the coach is looking at you like you crazy. That's how you got to do it. Like, bam, just put dents in the locker or something. Do what you got to do. Get psyched out. You know? The best second lineman on CU, it's Tyler Johnson. But it's just that, I mean, from watching his film, it's Tyler Johnson. That's what I'm saying. Look for him to be out there on game day. Look for him to be out there. They got to have him out there. He has a pro grade too, like NFL grade. They got to have him out there. I honestly think he's going to be all right during the games. He should be fine. But again, let me just stop right there. It's too early because they got other offensive linemen coming in. This one offensive lineman, he looking like he coming into play. He ain't trying to sit. And the only way to do that is because Sapp got his boys ready. So he's going to have to make an example out of Sapp's understudies. But I'm looking at Tyler Johnson closely, though. I think he's ready. I like Rock, too, though. Rock didn't come to play either. So we're going to see. Yeah, we definitely going to see. Who you think is the second, the best second lineman? Who do you think, Lamar? But we got some big meat and potatoes we got to face too, though. I've been looking at some of these opposing teams' defensive line. It don't look good, man. These guys is like, I don't know. I don't know where they getting these kids from. I don't know what they feeding them. So that offensive line got to be ready. I was watching that UCLA game again. You know how like the UCLA linemen were standing up the whole time? I was like, damn, why don't one of them get tripped at least? Just trip them. Just trip them, man. Trip them one good time. You probably get a penalty, but yeah, that's my prediction. It's going to come down to the offensive line. That's it. The offensive line holds up, they're going to win some ball games. That's it. I'm not even worried about the defensive line at this point. Sapp and Lewis got them. They'll have them ready. Just the offensive line. Yeah, I've been looking at them, Mike, on them other teams. As a matter of fact, Kansas State got one. Oh my God. I'm looking at their line, Mike. Like, like, man, like it's definitely gonna be a fight. It's definitely. They got some big boys. They got one at like 320 pounds, all muscle. And he looked crazy on top of it. So, yeah, the trenches is what win the ball games, man. It's the game of inches and leverage. That's what the game is about. The game of inches, and this is leverage. I don't know what to tell you. Let me pull it up. I don't know what to tell you about that line. That line looked ridiculous. You said the defensive line looked better than the offensive. The defensive line looks good. But you've seen some of these other teams we got to play defensive line. They look crazy, man. I don't know where they getting these guys from. I don't know what they feeding them. It's crazy. Are they on steroids? Like, what's going on here? You said the other teams won't get to Shedeur. They can't. In order for them to win ball games, they can't touch him. Yeah, Nebraska and Colorado State, and they're both away games. So they just have to get in their mind it's going to be a fight for 60 minutes. We in a damn fight. It's a boxing match. That's it. And hopefully the refs don't catch everything because there's going to be a little holding and everything else. There's going to be a lot going on. You said long as we don't see hands on hips in the third quarter, we good. Well, as long as we see hands on hips on the opposing team. If they got hands on hips, and that's good. We shouldn't have hands on hips. I mean, we playing in the altitude. We practicing in the altitude. That's why they're so exhausted now. So during the game, there's a lot of stop and go. The game is not full blast all the time. So it'll make it that much more easier when the game starts. There's a lot of stop and go. Then you have commercial timeouts, all that stuff. So they should be in some good shape by the time training camp comes. Because remember, they haven't ran the bleachers yet. That's coming all after the break. Remember, after the break, coach had them running them bleachers. So they getting ready to run those bleachers. So they should be ready to go. You said they need to be tactical and ruthless. Right. That's what I was saying, D. Johnson. They need to be tactical and ruthless. Did you ever see Joe Alt's commercial? He said, oh, he's in a, what did he say it? He said, oh, he's in a bull rush. Now I got to get low. He said, oh, he got a spin move. I got to catch him with, my eyes can't deceive me. I just got to catch him. Meaning his hands got to stay in that man's center and he got to work his feet. He was very technical, but he was also dangerous at the same time. That's what they got to do. You're right. Tactical and ruthless. I don't give a damn what the refs are saying. You're not touching my quarterback. Okay, I'll catch a penalty every now and then, but he's not going to touch two. That's not happening. And if you touch him, it's even more smoke because I don't want you to touch him. Oh, here come Peter. Peter, where you been, man? Peter just showed up. He said Shedeur mid at best. Come on, Peter, man. Come on now. You said condition is a concern. Well, that's where the condition is at. They got to run them stairs. But this is what I heard, though, G. Johnson. Seaton is running as we speak on his break. He ain't on no vacation. He's sitting up there running. Tell me that's a blessing to have him. It's a blessing to have that kid up there. It's a blessing because he wants it. He wants it. When I heard that, man, it brought a smile to my face. That man on his break working out because he know what has to be done. He want to be in tip-top shape for that first game. You said 2 getting touched like Penn State. Oh, my God. You had to say that. Oh, man. Oh, man. Peter, man, what's going on, man? You had to say all that. You said you got Beck at number 1, Ewers at number 2, Shedeur at number 3. As far as college quarterbacks entering the season. Okay, so you got Quinn Ewers. Hold up. What is his name? Carson Beck? Quinn Beck, Carson Beck. Okay, Beck. Ewers from Texas and Shedeur. All right, I can see that. That's respectable. That's respectable. But so he's still first rest, top 10. But the analysts are saying he looking like he might be the first quarterback taken. But I think Travis is overall number one. He's the overall number one. He looked like a pro. He's starting to look like it now. Just the way he go about his business. It's gonna be a letdown when they get. I mean, I didn't even get to see them play at Colorado no more. But it's all good. I follow them in the NFL though. You said Pac-12. You mean Big 12? You said they're dreaming about getting that Shedeur right now, right? See, that's what I'm just saying. The offensive line, every game has to be smoked. I know it sounds crazy for me to say that because it's just a football game, right? You know, you don't want to hurt nobody, but your hands got to act like you want to put them through their chest. You know, when you strike, you got to strike through. You know what I'm saying? Like your hands are going through their chest. And if a person try to pull a spin move on you, your hand got to be in a certain position. You got to move. Now you got to be worried about your feet now because you don't want to get that spin move behind you. Because if you get behind him, he's gone now. And so in a bull rush, you know, obviously you got to get low. It's leverage at that point. You said, what about Milroe's going high too, man? He's a first rounder too. I just didn't mention him, but yeah, Milroe is the business. But as it stands right now, Shedeur is the overall first quarterback taken. Travis is overall number one. Yeah, TCU not on the schedule. But I'm looking at the trenches because this game is going to be won in the trenches this year. That's where it's going to be won at. That's where it's always won at. But I'm looking at the opposing players' trenches, though. The imposing team trenches. There's some scary guys in the Big 12, man. There's some cornbread, bean-fed boys up in the Big 12. I don't know what they've been feeding them, man, but there's some big boys up there, man. So that offensive line got to be ready to fight. That's it. Don't touch two, and that's just what it is. You said Shedeur is the first quarterback team Deion Sanders propaganda. No, it looks that way, Peter. But we do know that Travis is overall number one. That's just what we know. You got to take him. You can't leave a player like that on the draft board and pass him up. You got to take him. I just hope my Jets is in the top 5 this year. Because remember, we had a lot of trades with other teams last year. That means that we might, the next draft, we might be in the top 10 because we did a lot of trading this draft. If we don't get Shedeur or Travis, at least go after one of them other quarterbacks. Go after one of them other quarterbacks. We need a quarterback. We need a quarterback, man. The Jets need a quarterback. We need a backup quarterback for when Rodgers decides he's ready to retire. Or if he can't go this year. We need a quarter. I mean, like I said, if he's just, I don't know. We don't have our backup is like, I don't know. Well, here's the thing, Peter, what they're looking at. They're looking at, can the line protect him? Because they looking at last year, even though he got sacked so much, he still threw for over 3,000 yards. Okay. In his first year in the Power Five, that's very impressive. For him to throw over 3,000 yards and he getting sacked like that, that's what they're watching. So imagine if they get a line to protect them, those numbers are going up. That's just what they're watching. They're watching the analytics at this point on him. And they looking at his toughness. He didn't throw anybody under the bus, did he? And he didn't complain. That's what they're looking at. They're looking at all the intangibles that he's given out. And all the check marks are checking off for him. That he's what you call a franchise quarterback. He's checking off to all the boxes that he's a franchise quarterback. It's not that, they didn't win any games, right? They looking at more than that. Okay, yes, they won 4 games, but what would have happened if they were able to protect him? They would have won some of those games. And also they're looking at, okay, he didn't throw anybody under the bus. This kid was getting his ass kicked and he still got up and kept competing. Those are the intangibles that teams are looking for. They're looking for that. And that's something, Peter, you can't teach. That's something that has to be in him already. He has it. And he got that like arrogance with him too. He has to have it because he's going in the NFL. You're going to be going up against 300-pound monsters. You got to have some arrogance. He got it. You got to have it. You got to have that. You got to have that bravado. You got to have it, like a jock mentality. You got to have it. You said the reason he was not protected was they passed it. Well, that's what they got to fix this year. They got to have a more balanced attack. If they have a balanced attack, they ready. Said Milroe could spin it. He sure can spin it. He can spin that ball now. Milroe could spin it. He got an arm on him too. Remember that play last year to win the game? It was a long TD pass. Remember how the offensive line was protecting him? He had all that time and he just let it fly. Man, that ball went 60 yards, 65 yards. That ball was humming. That ball was humming, wasn't it? But I'm gonna tell you who got an arm on him. My quarterback. Don't even get it twisted. Y'all already know Aaron Rodgers got an arm now. He still got an arm. Man, his arm is like up there. He's on the Mount Rushmore of arms. Aaron Rodgers. Remember that. That man got a cannon for an arm. He still got it. He still got that cannon. Vic had one too. I seen that in person. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was a fucking. I'm like, is this a robot or is this a player? The fuck? It's just like he flicked it up and it went 70 yards. They used to call it the Vic flick. I saw him practice when he was at Virginia Tech. Man, he had a cannon. And he was a lefty too. And the crazy thing about him was he's a lefty quarterback, but he's right-handed. He throws a baseball right-handed. It's kind of weird, right? And he also could throw the football right-handed, but he threw it left for some reason. He just threw it left. He's more comfortable throwing it left. But he's right-handed. He throws a baseball right-handed. He played baseball too in high school. So it's kind of weird that he was a lefty. He had a cannon, but yeah, man. But Milroe has a cannon. He does. So that's going to help him get drafted high. You said you don't think Shedeur having his dad as head coach inflated his numbers. Remember, Colorado coach Doug Hawkins got fired for stat padding his son Cody Hawkins stats. No, we needed him to throw that ball. We need him to throw it. But see, the thing is, even especially in the Big 12, you got to have a balanced attack. In the Power 5, anyway, you got to have a balanced attack. This Power 5 in general. No, he's top 10. He's in the top, Peter. He's in the top 5 as far as quarterbacks. I'm not even saying that because it's Shedeur. He's in the top 5. Now, then again, it's subjective. It's subjective too. If you think he's not, then it's up to you. I think a lot of it has to be said. There's a lot of good quarterbacks out there too. The guy in Florida, Miami, Cam Ward is pretty good. He's a pretty damn good quarterback. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's a pretty damn good quarterback right there. Cam Ward. Now he's at Miami now. He don't took his talents on down to Miami Beach. So we're gonna see what he do this year. You see what I'm saying? So now here's the thing. If you say he's in the top 15, well, you said if you think if he's not in the top 15, if he go 10-0, you got to put him in the top 15. You got to put him in the top. You got to put him in the top 2. If he go over 10 games, you have to at that point. But I'm telling you, the NFL scouts, they're looking at all the intangibles as well. They're looking at all the other stuff as well for him. He got the platform, man. He got the platform to do it. All they got to do is win. If they win, everything else ain't nothing at this point. You said he's in the top 15, but losing record, I can't rank him higher. A quarterback should result in wins. I agree with that. But here's the thing with the draft, though. They're looking at the intangibles, though. But obviously, they do need to win. It's not going to hurt Travis. Travis is overall number 1, regardless of whatever they win. Because for him, they're looking at his stats. He's overall number 1. He's one of them players that only come once in a lifetime. He's a once in a lifetime type of player. It don't matter what they win. He's going to be number 1. Because if my Jets, if they pick number 1 and they don't take him, I'm not following the Jets no more. I'm just telling you all that. No more. No more. I'm not a giant Jets fan no more if they don't take him. That's it. And I might have to go on a rant at that point. You mean to tell me we got Travis and Sauce Gardner? Oh, please. Man, that'll be nice. And Sauce Gardner. Y'all won't hear the last of it. Listen, if we get Travis, y'all won't hear the last of it. You hear me? Y'all won't hear the last of it. I might have to turn this channel into a Jets channel. Y'all won't hear the last of it no more. I won't even follow Colorado no more. I'm with the Jets now. That'll be it. Jets. That's it. And I'll be at the games too. Because I got a jersey I'm ready to crack out too. I got a jersey ready for him. Because my last jersey was a showstopper. That when I went to the stadium, I had my Jets jersey on. People said, "Let me see your turnaround." They said, "Let me see the back of your jersey." I said, "You know what it is. I ain't got to turn around. Look at the number." Don't act like you don't know who Broadway Joe is. Don't act like you don't know. I had people out there laughing. I said, don't act like you don't know. They said, dude, you really showing out. I had a Joe Namath jersey on out there showing out. I said, look at this jersey right here. That's right. Joe Namath. I pulled out a Joe Namath on him, man. I pulled it out. I sure did. I pulled a Joe Namath. People kept telling me to turn around. Let me see the jersey. Let me just see it. I said, you see it. Look at the number. Look how old the jersey look. You already know who it is. Joe Namath. Wait till I get to the jet. He go to the jet. See what jersey I'm going to pull out. I got a jersey ready for him. You hear me, Peter? You hear me, Peter? I got a jersey waiting for him, man. But that's not going to happen, folks, because the Jets, I don't know, they did a lot of trading and all this stuff. I don't know what they're doing. They ain't going to get the number one pick. So that's just wishful thinking. But whoever gets him, that's just what it is. Because, see, I'm going to tell you something about Trav. He hasn't reached his full potential yet. All right? He's not there yet. He's going to get better in the NFL. That's where he's going to reach his full potential when he get in the NFL. He ain't there yet, but he's almost. And when he gets to the NFL, they getting ready to get something right there. That's a once in a lifetime type of player. Once in a lifetime. Now I know Shedeur he's not going to be there by the time the Jets pick. But we do need a quarterback though, for sure. No, Peter, listen to me. He's not second round now. He's not second round. He's not going the second round. He's not going the second round. Shedeur he's going in the first round. I'm just telling you what it is. I already know he's going the first round. You said Shedeur is not going to go to a cold team, so okay. So listen, he's not going to the Jets anyway. I'm just saying if he did go to the Jets, he's not going to the Jets or Travis, but because we're not going to be there available to get that pick. You said who is a once in a lifetime? But Travis is El Hombre. You already know that. Oh, if Travis and Bo Shedeur went to Dallas, oh, the seats would be filled up. It really would be. No, Peter, listen to me. I'm not saying he's the number one overall pick, Peter. It's Travis. Travis is. But it depends on who picks next. Okay, they probably going to go with Shedeur. I'm just telling you. That's just what it is. No, it ain't cold in Dallas, but I'm talking about the Jets, DS. He's not going to the Jets, though. Listen, it's possible the Jets draft Travis. Listen, Alex, if that's the case, y'all ain't going to hear the last of it. You hear what I'm saying to you? I'm immediately going out and getting a Travis Hunter jersey. Immediately. It'll be almost instantaneously. Me going to get a jersey. Just like that. You said, hey, can't blame I'm from Chicago Bears. But at least y'all won something in my lifetime. We ain't win nothing in my lifetime. Nothing. But we getting ready to. Listen, Peter, we get Travis, it's a wrap. You're not going to hear the last of it. You hear what I'm saying? I might have to turn this into a Jets channel because you're not going to hear the last of it. I'm going out immediately to go get a jersey. I'm getting a away and home jersey. I told you last time with the Jets, I broke out that Joe Namath on them. I said, y'all see it? Listen, Peter, man, I got a throwback varsity Jets jacket, right? That's 25 years old. I still wear it. It's 25 years old, man. Actually, it's older than that. It's 27 years old. That's what I wear to the Jets games. I almost got Mark Bavaro to sign it. No, not Mark Bavaro. What's his name? He played for the Giants. Mark Bavaro, not him. Mark Gastineau. I almost got Mark Gastineau to sign it because he was sitting like 2 rows in front of me. But there was so many people asking for autographs, I couldn't get it. So that jacket would have definitely went in. I would have got it framed if I had got Gastineau to sign it. Listen, man, I got a throwback for you. Man, I got some throwbacks on ice right now. I got some throwbacks on ice. But listen, I pulled out that Joe Namath. I almost killed him in the stadium. I said, look at it. Y'all see it. People kept asking me, turn around. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all see the number. Y'all see the number. I got an Al Toon jersey too. I got one in the closet, Al Toon. That's right. I got an Al Toon jersey in the closet. Al Toon. If you're old enough, you remember Al Toon. That's right. I got a Darrelle Revis. You know I had to get a Darrelle Revis. The reason why I had to get Darrelle Revis, Hall of Fame, I had to get Darrelle Revis. When he went into the Hall of Fame, I had the Darrelle Revis jersey on all day. You see what I'm saying? We get Travis, you're not hearing the last of it. That's it. Listen, as you said it. Oh, I don't know if y'all remember when Rodgers got hurt, right? I was watching the game. When Rodgers, when he got hurt, he stood up. I said, okay. He stood up. He went back down and grabbed his cat. I already knew he was out for the season. And then we messed around and won the game. So it's like we lost and won at the same time. The game didn't matter at that point. We won because he got hurt. Because you remember before that, I was talking all types of big stuff over here, or how the Jets get into the playoffs and all that. I was talking. You couldn't get me to stop talking. And then when he went down, I think I ain't even go live for about three days. I ain't even go live, man. About 3 days. I had my tickets. I get ready to buy some tickets. I get ready to go to the game. All types of stuff. And he went and he messed around and got hurt. My phone was ringing. My friends sitting up here trolling me. Because they Giants fans, right? I'm the only Jets fan, so they all Giants. I used to be a Giants fan, but then I switched over and converted to the Jets because nobody else, you know. But back in the day when Lawrence Taylor was there, I was a Giants fan. Lawrence Taylor, Pepper Johnson, Little, you know what I'm saying? Mark Bavaro, Phil Simms, Phil McConkey. You see what I'm saying? Joe Morris. Yes, sir. Jeff Hostetler. Yeah, I used to be a Giants fan, but then I said, you know what? Let me go ahead over to the Jets, over there to the Gang Green, and that's what happened. Keyshawn Johnson, yeah, come on, Peter, you know Keyshawn Johnson. That's right, Keyshawn. I got a Keyshawn jersey too. I damn sure got one. I got a Keyshawn. I rock my Jets jerseys out here. People be clowning me out here. Damn, Jets fan out here. Damn right. You played against Leonard Little in college? Okay. Yep, Leonard Little, Pepper Johnson, Lawrence Taylor, Mark Bavaro. The list goes on and on and on. What are they playing? Are they out there? The HVAC people out there, they playing music. You got a Keyshawn jersey? Oh damn! Here he come again. Oh my God! Oh boy! Here we go. Man, that screen name, man. Oh, Herm Edwards. Yeah, when he was the coach. Shout out to Herm Edwards. We had what's his name too? We had Ryan as the coach, remember? Buddy Ryan's son. They did all right when he was a coach. All right, now you got to go again. I got to ban you. You got to be banned for today, man. I'm gonna ban you permanently. Yeah, you a nasty troll. You got to go. Yeah, he got to go, man. He got to go. He got to go, brother. You got to go. That's just what it is. You got to go, my brother. Let's see. Keyshawn Johnson, what's his jersey? 19. 19, brother. Keyshawn was number 19. It's the one number before 20. It's easy to remember. 19. Yeah, I see. I don't keep people blocked, right? But he has to stay blocked though. He has to stay blocked because he get nasty with it. He get nasty with it. It's uncalled for. So he has to stay blocked. You said just give him the damn ball. You talking about Keyshawn? Yeah, just give me the damn ball. Yeah, I remember that one. You remember the game when Keyshawn went against Prime? Remember that game, Peter, when he went against Dion? Dion came to town. Yeah, Dion came to town. Um, we used to call him Neon Dion. Like, okay, here come Dion, That's what we used to be like, here he come. Here he come. But Keyshawn did good in that game, though. All truth being told to you. You said Sap hated Dion. I mean, hated Keyshawn. I ain't like when Sap came to town either. No, I didn't. I used to go to some of the games. I didn't want to see him. He was a monster on that field, man. Believe it. On the real, that wide receiver that Colorado State was giving him the business. Yeah. That Colorado State receiver. Yeah, I remember. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that was. And then they did a trick play on us. Remember, they had the wide receiver throw the ball, and it made a touchdown. I remember that play too. That game gonna be up. Remember that. That game is gonna be all the way up. But now we got Travis back. So see, we ain't had Travis the whole game. Travis gonna be in that whole game. And we don't beefed up that offensive line. So that's that game right there. I got circled. The Colorado tight end from last year, he went to San Diego State. Unless you're talking about an old tight end. That's what you need, Peter, a hard worker. That's what that trumps every hard work trumps talent. If you busting it on the field, busting your ass on the field, hard work trumps everything. Oh, Colorado State tight end. I know that the defensive end got drafted, Kamara. That's the reason why you don't hear from Travis that much, Peter. I'm gonna tell you why. Because the quarterback don't throw his way. He's on an island. They don't throw his way too much. That's why you don't hear about him too much in the game, unless he get a interception or something on defense. They're not throwing his way. See that's a big part of it too. They don't throw his way. You said Travis doesn't have the the elite size speed like a Terrell Owens or a Randy Moss. Okay, damn, bro. You compare him to Randy Moss, bro. Good Lord. You Randy Moss. Randy Moss was an enigma. He was like something that wasn't supposed to happen. Like somebody that a receiver like that come along, that ain't supposed to happen. Like that was an accident. Like he was straight up accident, man. Like I don't know how. Like man, he did some crazy stuff on the field. I seen him play one time. Brady dropped back. Moss put his hands up before he even beat the guy. His hands was already up. Man, Brady threw that ball. Moss caught it with one hand, dog. That was the only way he could catch it, but with one hand. That was the only way for him to get it. He caught it. He snatched the ball. Not only he caught it, he snatched it and went for the touchdown. He hopped over the defender because the defender tripped. He hopped over the defender, hurdled him, and still had the ball in one hand, and then went into the end zone. And it was just ridiculous. That talent ain't supposed to happen. That's truly a once in a lifetime type of player. And we all know Terrell Owens. We already know what he can do. I remember this one play when he was at Marshall. This went right before the draft. You know, he was going to get drafted that year. He did a slant pass. He caught the ball on a slant and then went back to his left. The defender fell. The other defender he hurdled over. And then the announcer, it's a track meet. It was a track meet. The whole time they couldn't catch him. I was like, this kid is ready to go. And then, you know, he went to Minnesota, learned a little something under the tutelage of Chris, what's his name? Oh, shoot. I can't remember. Chris, I can't remember his name right now. He learned a little something from him, learned the tightrope. The rest was history. But Travis is different. He plays both sides of the ball. You say if you're number one overall, you need to be a freak. He is a freak. You don't have to be elite speed to be a freak now. Travis got it. There's a lot of freaks in the game, but look at Deshaun Jackson. He wasn't that tall. He was hella fast though. But Travis out there bouncing around, man. He's out there. It's easy to him. Easy. He can catch the ball in triple coverage. Don't matter. Yeah, but Peter, the quarterbacks rarely throw his way. Now we did see in the Stanford game that wasn't supposed to happen. See what happens is when you keep a team in a game, they start getting confidence. Now they feel like they can beat you. Yeah, Travis will get drafted over a quarterback, Peter. He getting drafted over a quarterback. I honestly feel that way. Unless that team needs a quarterback. But I'm drafting Travis like straight up. He haven't signed his NFL contract yet. He about to get all type of money, endorsements. That's where he getting his real money, that endorsements right there. Man, when he signed his second contract, that's where the money rolling in as far as the NFL. But his endorsements going to be through the roof. Yeah, he's the best overall college football player. I think so. He's the best overall college football player. That's why he's getting drafted number 1. Yeah, Chris Carter. Thank you, D. Johnson. That's what I was thinking about, Chris Carter. That was another monster. We talking about elite, Peter, that he was elite. Chris Carter was the man. You say he's probably a Charles Woodson 2.0? That's it. He's in good company then. Charles Woodson was the man. You said Bucky just got off a live. Oh, Bucky was live? Bucky going live here quite regularly, huh? What are you talking about? Unveiling astonishing realities. What Bucky up to? Bucky on vacation right now. Yeah, Charles won the Heisman. Michigan, brother. Some good days, man. There was some good days. All right, Peter, where you think he getting drafted at? Which number? Where you think what you think is if he's not number 1 overall or number 2, what do you think? 5, 6? You said Woodson was dominating games. You said he's top 15 for no. Which one? You which where you think he getting drafted? What 10th pick, 11th pick? It's no way, Peter. I can bet you right now. There's no way he falling to 15. There's no way, brother. There's no way. If he did fall to 15, that means the Jets gonna get him. That means he going to the Jets. There's no way he falling to 15. There's no way. No way. No way. No way. That means we'll get him. That's so you trying to say he going to the Jets. Well, the Jets will have him before 15. So he definitely getting picked before 15 if that's the case. He will have series because I'm buying the jersey ASAP. Now he not falling behind too, Peter. He gone after the second pick. He'd be gone the first pick. You got to take him just because you got to. You'll be a fool not to take him. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I'll be back later. I'll be back later. I'll be back sooner than later. A little bit later on, but I will catch you guys later. Yes, indeed. Enjoy your day if I don't talk to you. All right, y'all.